After the last video, I had some people inquire if I had passed on this advice to my kids. Well, yes, I have passed this advice on to my kids, but I've also instilled in them the value of telling the truth. And I combine this lesson of telling the truth and about not lying with the lesson on gambling. Now, how do you do all this at one time? Well, I'll tell you. I told you previously that I like to make bets. Just small bets, Diet Cokes and stuff like that with my students when I was teaching. Well, I like to do the same with my kids for their allowance. It doesn't usually take them losing their allowance more than once before they don't make bets anymore. Before they look for what angle Dad has. Before they look for the basic truth in Dad's statement. Because Dad's statement is always true. My oldest son, he has a channel on here called Bonsai Virus. Hasn't been posting many videos to it, but nonetheless, he watches you all. When he was just a tyke, 10 years old maybe, he heard Dad say something that he knew could not be the truth. That he had no doubt in his young 10-year-old mind that I, his father, was lying. Well, that can't be. You can't have your kids thinking that you're lying, ever. So, interspersed with my many little tall tales that I tell them just so they can understand when they're being conned and when they're not being conned, I put in a lot of tall truths. And he saw fit one day to bet his allowance on it. I don't recall what the conversation was. I don't recall what the bet was. But I do recall the outcome. He lost. He lost his allowance. He thought, since he was just a kid, that Dad was going to forgive him, laugh, ha-ha, and give him his allowance back at some point. He begged for his allowance back. He didn't get his allowance back. He talked about it for a whole month. He never got his allowance back. Because you don't learn if your dad just goes, okay, yeah, here's your money. No. If you're going to learn not to gamble, you better do it at a young age. And I wanted to make sure that it was instilled in this young man that he would never again gamble. He doesn't make bets with his dad anymore. Although he knows that his father sometimes tells tall tales. He's pretty good at deciphering which ones are tall tales and which ones are tall truths. And we work out other ways for him to find out, which is which. So he's pretty good at it now. But he doesn't bet anymore. No gambling in my 17-year-old son, because he lost his allowance when he was 10, because he made a stupid bet, because he thought his dad was lying. Never again. Never again. Have a great day, people.